I know that's what y'all come for. You can leave the video now. I wanted to make this video. I'm about 30 pounds down now. I have a huge appetite, and when cutting weight, I look for, ways to get in big volume in terms of food. And it's easy to eat a fuck ton of broccoli. It's not easy to eat a fuck ton of broccoli. It's easy to insert that in your diet to add volume for little calories. And while I don't dislike broccoli, it's not something that I want to consume a lot of. So, this is just a basic template for a day. You can, if you're somebody like me who is, very repetitive, very uh, creature of habit, um, try this for a week or two if you want to, and see how it goes. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you to do this. Do it at your own risk, of course. Anyway, I'm going to tell you how to eat 11 pounds of food for under 3,000 calories and 250 grams of protein a day. And it's fucking simple. And you can sort of use this and look around and make substitutions here and there with things. It doesn't have to be this rigid, but this is just easy. And I found, in my own testing and trials. But anyway, so let's let the cat out of the bag. So 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast. Again, it's going to be consumed over a day, of course. That is 1,000 calories, slightly over 200 grams of protein, and zero fat. There's probably going to be some trace fats there, but that's your protein, your biggest source of protein, in 1,000 calories. 7 pounds of watermelon. And now this is just the juicy, fleshy part on the inside. You don't count the weight of the skin or the rind or whatever you want to call it. So 7 pounds of watermelon is going to get you almost another 1,000 calories, 950 calories, and 238 grams of carbs, which is, kind of typical cutting carb macros. If you want to put this peri-workout, is something I always suggest when you're cutting, is to eat the most, if not all, of your carbohydrates peri-workout. But anyway, that's going to get you 238 grams of carbohydrates, and there's some trace proteins in there as well. I don't know that I would actually, go to counting that. But you're going to get some vitamin A, some vitamin C. There's a little bit of calcium, some iron and stuff in watermelon too, and probably some other good stuff I'm missing out. Also really hydrating, really refreshing. And then your secondary protein source and your biggest fat source, 10 whole eggs, another 700 calories, 42 grams of protein, 50 grams of fat, and this is going to be, good animal fats. I buy high quality eggs. If you don't have a connection to a local farmer, a lot of times if you do, sometimes they'll give away their egg surplus just because they've got so many eggs. But if you're shopping in the store, look for pasture raised as the label on your eggs. Cage free is bullshit. It's a technicality that these companies can advertise, and they're not truly cage free chickens. They only have to have access to a very small space outdoors for a limited time. Pasture raised is what you're going to want to find. They're a little bit more expensive, but honestly, eggs are cheap anyway. So that's something I don't mind to come out of pocket for better eggs. They taste better, more than anything. Like, they're fucking delicious, and you'll notice the yolks are a much more deeper orange color than the typical yellow factory farmed eggs you're accustomed to. So that's something I would spring for. And you're getting good quality animal fats there. So it comes out to 238 grams of carbs, 250 grams of protein. Maybe a little more if you add the trace proteins from the watermelon, and 50 grams of fat, and that's only counting the egg fat. You're probably getting some trace fats from the chicken breast, but that's good quality fat. It's super important, like when you're running your fats that low, because fats are, what keeps our hormones going and stuff for us natties. We can't really go the super zero low fat like our steroid using bastard brethren can. um, and that's something you can even, and it comes to 2650 total calories. And that also leaves some leeway if you want to use like some sugar-free, like the G. Hughes sugar-free sauces to cook your chicken, or you top your chicken. You can add another 25, 30 calories. Is plenty of that stuff to use for a day's worth of chicken. Make it taste good, and you're still at 2,700 calories, well under 3,000. And this is all good, clean, whole foods, etc. You're getting some vitamins and minerals from the eggs and the watermelons, the chicken breast. I'm sure there's a little bit in there. I know it's not the most nutritious food as far as that goes, but bang for your buck protein. For the calorie, it's pretty great. Again, this doesn't have to be rigid. You can certainly make some substitutions here if you want to eat a little bit less chicken and perhaps fluff up your eggs with some liquid egg whites and put that in there to nail the protein some more. Or you want to sub out some watermelon with strawberries is another great, good tasting fruit that's very high in volume and low in calories. You can eat a lot for a little bit of calories. And finding things like that. Of course, I'm not saying neglect broccoli altogether or neglect, insert green vegetable here. I just don't want to eat 7 pounds of broccoli. But 7 pounds of watermelon is fucking delicious, and I enjoy eating watermelon, and it has been my primary source of carbohydrates during this cut. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. Again, this is not set in stone, rigid. I do this every day, but this is just an example of eating 11 pounds of food. 11 pounds of food in one day for under 3,000 calories and 250 grams of protein. So do with that what you will. Again, it's a good starting point, and you can certainly find ways to manipulate it to fit your own needs and your own guidelines. But if you're like me and you're forever a fat kid and you still want to feel like a fat kid even while you're cutting weight, this is a good starting place.